Hey everyone, Andrew Cavanagh here from Kelco Real Agencies with a market report for your Monto Fat Store sale held today, the 1st of April 2026. Just a tick over 1,000 cattle yard to hit today in Monto. Pretty good run of cattle right throughout. In line with everywhere else around the country at the moment under the weight of numbers and a bit of unrest and turmoil going on in the greater economic scene. The market did have some softening throughout today, so we'll get straight into it today with our quotes. That'll explain a bit of what's happened here today, but still some good results throughout nevertheless. Into the bull market today, the bulls, they might have lost 30 or 40, I thought, this week. Those bulls have made from 315 to about 331 or 2, the best of those. Into your cow market today, cows definitely weren't as good as the cows we had last sale, but it definitely is going to read cheaper, but they definitely weren't the cows that we had last sale. The cow job today for your better end cows was $3.30 through to the early 350, 51 or 2 mark. Coming back into your secondary cows, I thought the secondary cows probably where they lost the most ground. Those cows $2.90 to sort of $3.20 today. Your ox today, we had some full mouth bullocks today. They sold just not too bad to a top of 424 cents, and most of those bullocks that were here were sort of from 410 to 420, pretty consistently throughout the sale there this morning. Export heifers today, 390 cents, the best of those. Most of those heifers sort of made 380 to 390 pretty consistently there this morning. Into our feeder steers today, I thought the feeder steers still met a market that was pretty solid. The best of them are sold to just over $4.70, $4.71 or 2, I think they were. Most of those steers sort of $4.50 or 60 through to $4.70. So a pretty good result there in the feeder steers, I thought. Back in your background steers, those steers, 320 or 30 through to 350 or 60 kilos, just sub under the feeder rate. Those steers today I thought were the steers that softened the most in our steer run. Those steers had been making sort of 470, 80 and 90. Those steers back today 420 sort of through to 450 or 60 for the very best of those. So definitely a bit of a correction there in that heavy trade sort of weight job today. Brahman types, again, similarly the Brahman types in that 320 or 30 kilo range today with $3.80 through to about $4.20 or 30 for the absolute best of those. Back into the weaner steers today, I thought the lead of the weaner steers sold very, very well. For a run of black calves, topped at a bit over 540 cents a kilo. Your better end of your weaners today was sort of $4.90 through to $5.10 or 20 pretty consistently, and the steers sort of hung around that $5 mark right throughout the weaner steer job there today. Back in your Brahman steer, had a really nice run of Brahman steers today, and they've gone back to a local bullock producer at a top of 450 cents a kilo for some very good quality Brahman steers in that weaner run this morning. So I thought a pretty good result right throughout the weaner job today, I thought. Over into the feed heifers I thought probably didn't soften a whole lot on last sale for what was here. The best of those have made 388 cents, plenty of content, a fair bit of condition in our feed heifers here today, and I thought they sold quite well, $3.40 through to $3 sort of 70 or 75 for most of your feed heifers today, which I thought just on what's going on in the job, definitely a bit cheaper than the last fortnight, but what's been going on, yeah, they probably held up quite well, I thought. And then back in your weaners, back in the weaner heifers today, didn't have the run of weaner heifers we had by last sale by any means. The best of the weaner heifers here today made 385 cents, and most of your weaner heifers were sort of $3.20 through to $3.70. And then back into your plainer types, those calves that were really off the pace, a lightweight, sort of not much condition, $2.70 sort of through to $3 for those type of calves was the money there today. So look, that's a wrap for our market here today. Thanks very much for all the vendors for going to the effort to get their cattle in. Thanks to the buyers again for their attendance and all the staff. Another solid yarding here. And look, that's the market for today. Obviously there's plenty going on in the cattle job at the moment with what's going on around the place. So if you have any questions or want to talk about what's going on in this market, feel free to give one of the Kelco team a call, and we'll be happy to do our best to assist you wherever we can. So thanks very much, everyone. Have a great Easter. Enjoy your long weekend, and we'll see you back here for our next Fat Store sale in a fortnight.